All right, Mr. Moreno.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
The first thing I want to do is really give you some serious props for stepping it up and being the assistant principal in charge of student services, but also academic coaching. I think that it is great for your growth, and I just want to take a minute and just give you a little bit of time to talk about how the instructional coaching is going.
Personally, I think it's going well. So the three teachers that I'm observing and meeting with, we have set up some calendar invites, times that work for them, and they look forward to checking in with me and receiving the feedback that I give them. I try to do an observation once a week, and then the following week we sit down.
Awesome.
And we go over what I observed. Right. And so it's been working so far.
Awesome. So a couple of specific props that I want to give you, and that is thank you very much for introducing Whetstone, first of all, to the school, and then jumping on that platform. I think that's going to be a really good tool for us to keep organized. And then I also want to give you a shout out for supplying the teachers with feedback once a week. And I do want to ask you a specific question. And set it up this way: when we're giving feedback once a week, because it's so consistent, we're going to try to focus our attention and our coaching on a key lever. And so I want to ask a question: why is it important for us as instructional coaches to pick a key lever for teachers during our coaching sessions?
I think it's important because the teachers have so many things they have to get done. And they have to memorize so many things, and they have to teach so many children, that I think if we as coaches just give them bite-sized action plans, or identify the key lever and just focus on one thing at a time, I think it's something that they can manage, and then something that they can focus on, and they can do it really, really well. As opposed to okay, here are 3-4 things that you should work on.
Yeah. So exactly, I agree 100%. That a key lever is really kind of it offers the teacher a focus to say, this is what I'm going to be working on for this week, and then that they can get immediate feedback from us. So I want you to think back to your coaching session with Ms. Tran, and talk a little bit about the feedback that you gave her, and what that looked like in terms of offering her a key lever. And if it wasn't one thing, was it a couple of things, just going to reflect on?
Right. So Ms. Tran, so I gave her a lot of great positive feedback, a lot of glows. She's very organized. The students respond well to her. Her lesson plans are on point, and the kids work well in groups. The one area of the key lever that we discussed was, and she actually helped identify it, which was even better, was the 100%. So getting students to track her, or getting students to transition to the next thing, but all students, not just half. You know what I'm saying? So that's an area that she feels that she can definitely work on, and that's an area that I was gonna also suggest. And so it was great how that worked out together, and we both agreed that that was the key lever, the 100% of students engaged, or 100% students transitioning to the next activity.
Okay. So what I want to do is show you a video of an instructional coaching session between a coach and a teacher. And I want you to think about, and you can write this down or type it, what is the coach doing and saying to get the teacher to focus in on one key lever?
Okay.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, so I like how she allowed the teacher to kind of look at the work that the kids were doing and identify like what are the things that were missing or what are the things that are important from the text or things that she wanted to get out of the lesson that day. So the teacher was like giving her different answers like, oh, well, maybe if they annotate the text, they would have understood it a little bit better, or maybe they did this and did that. And then the question that the coach asked was basically asking, what do you think was the most important thing for the day, like the thing that the kids need to get out of the whole thing?
Did she ask her that, or did she give her a specific suggestion?
Well, after she gave her the opportunity to like try to figure that out, she actually told her, well, I think we should focus on this specific thing.
Exactly.
Which was, I think, annotation and focusing on specific text that would give the kids the information they need.
Right. So the coach said, after getting feedback from the teacher, really quickly said, this is the important piece, so this is what I want you to focus on.
Right.
And so what I want to do with our coaching session today is give you that guidance as well. And so, Mr. Moreno, your key lever for coaching Ms. Tran is to, you can go ahead and type this in too, is to use the relay process for your coaching and identify the key lever and name it, and name the action step for the teacher. I'm saying because I think the difference between this video and then your feedback to Ms. Tran was that you started off with glows, which is great, and then we transitioned really quick to naming it, which is this is your action step, but we want to try to tie the action step to the glows.
Okay.
That's difficult to do sometimes, but I think that when we practice it more and more, we get really good at it. So what I would like to do is practice this, and so I want us to take just a minute to maybe script out an example. We can use the script here. You can even write on it if you want to, and say, how would you, with your coaching session with Ms. Tran, go from the glows to naming the action step?
Name it, okay.
It'll take about a minute to do that. I think that you were pretty well far along with it already.
So naming it, asking the teacher to.
No, you ask the teacher to. No, you just tell the teacher, right? You're just telling her.
This is the, basically I would tell Ms. Tran based on the glows and then what we were able to see together.
Oh, yes.
The action step should be
Okay.
explained to you, right?
And then for you said
And then
it
these are
was
the
for her
steps.
was management,
These are the steps you need to take. Okay.
or I'm sorry, 100%.
It's part of management.
All right. So let's go through it. What did you write down?
So, Ms. Tran.
Oh, we're going to role play. I love it. All right, go ahead.
And you're doing
I'll
an
do
amazing
Ms. Tran.
job. Here are your gloves. Like you are well prepared. Your threshold is fantastic. You have the do now ready for the kids. Most of the kids are engaged. I like your circulation. You have a good pathway in your classroom. So keep doing that. Great job. I like your affirmations. Like I can do it. I am. All those things that you do with the kids before they get into the lesson. Perfect. Keep doing that. And then I would ask her, why do you think it's important? We're practicing, right?
Yes.
Why do you think it's important to have 100% of your students engaged in the lesson or tracking you when you're giving directions?
Yeah, so for me, 100% is important because I want all the kids to be with me I know what the instructions are. Because if they're talking while I'm talking, then I can't have, or they're not going to know what to do.
Perfect. I like that you agree. And so then that's where we're going to focus on. So our key lever for this week is going to be the 100% strategies or engagement, because we want students to we want all students to track you so they can listen to the directions, or all students to track you so they can move on to the next thing in your
Great.
lesson. Okay.
Awesome.
And so, so based on what we have discussed right now, your action step is focusing on 100%. And so the action steps for that, or the key steps for that is, first, I think you should definitely have a silent pause if the kids are not listening or paying attention to you for whatever reason. Have a silent pause, and then use your call to order strategies, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then wait for everybody to track. If you need to make eye contact, make eye contact. If you need to walk around and tap on tables and those kind of things that we practice during the summer, do that. But once everybody's tracking you, then you move on to the next thing, because I think that's the area where we are, where we need to improve.
Yeah, and I do that all
What do
the
you think
time,
about
but sometimes the kids don't listen to me.
I
I wish I could see it.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is actually show you a video that I've been looking at,
It's great.
where teachers don't move on until they have 100%. Okay.
Great.
I'm gonna show the video now.
Perfect. So you see what I did there, right? So, but your response was perfect, and we want to have that video prepared and kind of like prepare them for the key lever, right? So
Yeah.
give them as much information as possible. That's good.
And I was already looking at a few videos from Teach Like a Champion
Uh-huh.
that have like examples of teachers in big classrooms where they're trying to call to order and then they wait until they move on to the next.
Perfect.
So,
Yeah, and I would just continue to use it, and then the do it piece is very
we're
important.
gonna practice.
And then we'll be following up with that during our coaching sessions on how that goes. But
Okay.
and then using your time at relay is going to be awesome for this practice as well. Cool.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.